It's taken me longer to get back to this than I thought with the virus going on. And then actually Western North Carolina has recently been under a burn ban. But that's lifted. We got some rain over the weekend, so we're gonna set this on fire, see how it goes. We're gonna start by blowing these lines and get this pine needles out of the way.
That's a caterpillar.
That's a grub.
It's a caterpillar. That's a
big old fat grub. Turkey food.
Yep.
I've been sitting down there for a while waiting on you. I didn't know.
Alright, listen. When that fire gets to ripping, we just got to make sure it don't get back here. I don't think it's going nowhere. It stays out there. It's really a little more fire than I want. But when it's in these needles right here, it's going to burn pretty hot. As long as it don't start climbing the trees, we'll be good. All right, what do you think?
Hot.
Tell me what y'all think of this fire.
Not that good. It's not that good because all this smoke, I'm like crying right now.
The smoke?
Yeah, the smoke is making me.
Not really.
How far back did you light it right here? That's right there. It may start coming down the hill, I don't know.
Don't know how well you can see it on camera, but we've got a lot of this stuff burned off. We started with that backing fire and let it burn slowly. And then we lit a little head fire, and it's just been moving through here pretty fast. So having to pay attention and make sure it doesn't get out of control, but so far everything's going good. That head fire is burning hot and intense. Pretty big fire, but everything should be under control. We sent a backing fire this way, so it shouldn't have much fuel left to run on.
Hey, that was like amber off a pine. Then we realized what it was. Done. Here, break me off a piece. I'll take it. I ain't care. Let me have a little piece of it. You want some of it?
I'm good.
That's good.
That's good.
Super. It is. It tastes just like a regular egg.
That's probably one of the best turkey.
It was right there on that stump.
Right here.
Dang. How about that? All right, just want to wrap this up. The fire went well. The ground's not as clean as I hoped it would be after the fire, but it'll be easier moving forward. I just want to say this, because I'm inexperienced with fire, I'm apt to see something and say I want to go do that, but here's a couple things. You can't have too much help if you're doing fire. If you got plenty of buddies, get them all together, make a fun day out of it, because man, if that fire hops the line, having a bunch of eyes to catch that early would be very helpful. If it gets to burn just a minute, without anybody catching it, it can be rough. Make sure you crank whatever equipment you've got with you before you start the fire. Again, if that fire happens to get out of hand, it's not a good time to be having to yank the cord to get your chainsaw to crank or your leaf blower or whatever you're using. I want that stuff to fire up and use it right away. And I would start slow. I would start with backing fire and just let it creep down the hill against the wind if you do have any wind. Because yesterday when we burned this, it moved pretty good, and then when we finally said, okay, we got a pretty good burn line here, we're going to light it on the bottom side, even though the winds were light yesterday, it ripped through there in a hurry. That can just get a little more exciting than what I cared for. Ultimately, there's a lot of timber up here behind the camera that I didn't burn through, and this was a test to just see if I thought that I could handle a fire like that. What we burned was probably a little over an acre. I've got around 11 to 12 acres that can still be burned, and I don't think I'm up for that. I think there's too much fuel in it. Ultimately, I think I'm going to stay down here to the edge. We'll just go from there. I do not want to make a $10,000 mistake and set a whole bunch of stuff on fire that kills out my trees, or even worse yet, if it was to get out of hand to the point of damaging some of your neighbor's property. You definitely don't want that. Other than that, if you got a good fire break, let your fire creep, burn slow, I think it's a really good idea, and it was a fun project.
We probably should have just snuck up there and shot him